Alright, welcome guys to another Blender live stream. I am your host Morgan Ozpin, and for some reason my freaking mouth tracking isn't working. What the frick is happening here? Hello? Oh, okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on, wait, 2. What the heck? Where's my... Why is it set to... Here we go. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, I think my mouth tracking is working just as fine. Let me see if I can open my mouth. Okay. I'm gonna pucker my lips a little bit. Okay. So, let's just continue on with the stream here, which is gonna be a freaking Blender stream today. Anyway, welcome back to another Blender live stream, guys. I'm your host, Morgan Ozpin, and we're gonna be doing what we were supposed to be doing yesterday, which is to finish this little animation I have been making for the past few months. It's like, I guess, the past year, I'd say. We'll try to finish up as much of the coloring as we can. And maybe we can even try to do a little bit of rigging once we are done with the coloring. So let's just do that. We're already around this freaking at this keyframe here. So we'll just have to color up a bunch of these colors before we say that this freaking scene is finished. And while we're at it, we can also just chat online and catch up with what we've been doing this past few day, I guess. since I've technically already like chatted with you guys yesterday. When it comes to not only my life, but also some would you rather questions. I gotta say though, I didn't plan for that stream to be a would you rather stream. It's only when my freaking little sister came into my room and started telling me about the story about how their classmates are asking would you rather questions with her at school. And you know, it's just a pretty funny story from her view. Last seen the stream from yesterday. Anyway, if you guys want to watch that stream, it's pretty much still on my channel. I think I just because of how entertaining that stream was for me, I just like put up some timestamps on the description of that video to get you guys right into the meat of where the live stream gets interesting, which is when we started playing Would You Rather on my web browser. It's a pretty fun stream. It really made me want to try out more different streams with you guys other than my art streams, you know, because I was like wondering whether you guys would also be interested in maybe doing some gaming streams with me as we move forward with planning stuff here in the vanilla log, because I feel like with what I've been doing this past few years in my live streams, I think the whole gimmick of me just being an art streamer is kind of becoming too boring for me, at least. So I kind of want to try some different stream ideas in the future. You know, maybe try to do something that's more traditional in the line of being a live streamer here on YouTube, like playing games or doing some, I don't know, like doing some streams like last time where we just like chat and stuff. Because I think I have that really like made me want to do more of that actually. It's just pretty fun to do, and it doesn't really take that much time to prepare. Of course, I still want to do some more art. I just feel like I need to. I just wanna try different things moving forward. That doesn't have to do with like just Blender or music and stuff, you know. Just to erase like the monotony of just doing art here on the internet, which I still find fun, but you know, it's like, but you know, there sometimes my freaking caveman brain would sometimes be urging to like do something that's a little less more effortless, like you know, just chatting stream or gaming stream every now and then. So if that's something that you guys would want me to do in the future, let me know. If not, maybe I can just like have it be something exclusive to the second channel of mine, which I'm not sure you guys are aware of. But yeah, I guess that's like a little bit of what I want to do in the future in the vanilla log. Still sticking with the art streams though, with the Blender art streams though. But yeah, I want to do some more variety stuff in the future. Speaking of which, live streams, am I right, guys? I titled the stream freaking, what's it called again? Are you satisfied with your life? Because I have been having I just had like a little bit of a roller coaster of events this past yesterday with my family, because when I was, I guess, when as soon as I finished streaming yesterday, I prepared myself for a hangout with my relatives, with my family and my Lola, to a play that my mom had planned out for us. It's called Into the Woods. I think you guys who are into plays may know about this this play, especially if you are in the Philippines, who are maybe into what's happening in the theater side of things here in this country. But we recently, me and my family recently watched this play called Into the Woods, and it was, I was surprised that it was something that was made overseas, in Broadway, I think. Because I haven't heard of this play in any of the theater spaces here on the internet. So when my mom invited me to this play and I saw that this play was originally adapted from a screenplay made in America, I was like, wow, I haven't heard of this play before. So I watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that I found a play that I wasn't aware of. Which I guess is a common thing for me to be not aware of the plays, because it's only recently that I've dived into the theater world of musicals and stage productions, of live stage productions. And the only thing I know about the most popular plays out in the world right now is Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen, Beetlejuice, and Rent, I guess. I watched Tick Tick Boom, and I heard Rent was very influential in starting this movement of new stage plays coming out in the last 21st century. And And even then, I still didn't watch that. Still didn't watch like most of them. I've only like heard of those names from Tumblr groups and YouTube reviewers online who just nonstop praise these plays as being the goats of the theater scene right now. So I'm pleasantly surprised to see Into the Woods as a play that I haven't heard from most people online, and I kind of enjoyed it, I'd say. To be fair, it isn't really my cup of tea, because I feel like this play is more so aimed towards the younger audience in the crowd, I must say. Even if the second act may seem like a more grown-up version of what's supposed to be a cinematic universe wherein all fairy tales seems to collide with each other into one universe, which I'll get into in at some point here in this live stream. But yeah, this play was pretty good. I must say. Actually, no, I don't think this play was pretty good in my opinion. There are I think better plays that had a better coherent story than whatever this play had in mind. So to give you guys a synopsis of what Into the Woods is all about, it's basically a story that is set within the Cinderella story, the Red Riding Hood story, the Jack and the Beanstalk story, and the Rapunzel story, rolled up into one coherent, not really coherent, but one jumbled universe, wherein there's a reason, wherein each event that happens within each of those storylines somehow connect with each other in a way, and they connect through this original baker villager storyline that I don't think it's based on any existing storyline. I think it's, at first I thought it was like based on the Hansel and Gretel fairy tale, but then I heard that both the baker character and the wife character are actually husband and wife. So, and I know like the Hansel and Gretel storyline, they're like brothers and sisters, right? So I guess they're not based. They're more so like original characters made for this play to link up all of these separate fairy tales. So so it's basically that. It's a mishmash of different fairy tales rolled into one, and I guess the main plot of this play is that this baker and his wife have to like collect all of these items to a witch, because the witch is upset that the baker's father once trampled her garden in the past. So it's up to so as a way of revenge for what his father did, the witch laid a curse on the baker's soon-to-be son, and the only way to lift the curse is to collect these MacGuffins scattered across the land, or across the woods, I'd say, of this setting. That consists of Red Riding Hood's red cloak, I guess, Cinderella's glass slipper. What else is there? Like Jack's cow from Jack and the Beanstalk, and what's the other one? It's not gold. It's not the golden egg. And a golden lock of hair from, I guess, Rapunzel. Although I think it's later implied that this golden lock of hair can be obtained through anyone. It just so happened that when the baker finally did get the golden lock of hair, it was from Rapunzel, I guess. So for the entire first act, I must say it's like the worst part of the story, because it's pretty much just a retelling of the fairy tales included in this play, but it was it sort of tried to like link these storylines together without, like, I guess, any interesting things happening. Because I feel like everything just went, every storyline that they tried to retell just went by one-to-one from the original material, aside from maybe including the Baker storyline. And it's not like they tried to, like, I guess, develop these characters fully, I'd say. Because I tried to, like, wonder when these characters can, like, be given, like, more characterization in the first act. And I mean, technically they did get some characterization, but in the same way that you sort of read through, you know, the original versions of these stories, they just don't feel that interesting of a character roster in this freaking story. The entirety of Into the Woods, I guess, or at least for the first act, it didn't feel like these characters were really fully realized characters. And I would say they didn't even try to, like, make the plot progression of the first act that much interesting, because most of these songs in the first act were just them standing around and telling everything through song. And I guess that's technically how musicals are supposed to work, but they didn't even like try to like make it creative. Like, for example, like in Alexander Hamilton, when Hamilton is sort of dealing with the fact that his affair with the two girls were finally being brought up to the public. He sang the song while these props of chairs and tables and furniture are being like flown across the freaking stage by these invisible actors, I must say, quote unquote. And that was pretty interesting. But with Into the Woods, the most of the songs, I must say, just felt like the characters just telling what they feel to the audience without anything to show from without anything to show off in the medium of being a freaking play. And what I mean by that is that they just stand around and sing while they try to tell the story through lyrics in a song, and the songs are not even that catchy or that memorable to me, I'd say. They feel very how do I say, it just felt like I was reading a book, except the book is singing to me all the words, but not in a melody that I would ever find catchy at all, you know. Because I tried to like remember the set list for this musical, and I just can't, because it's like it's just a bunch of people talking, and I think the whole stage production would have helped would have improved if they just followed the golden rule of showing and not telling, because most of the songs felt more like exposition dumps between these characters rather than something that has to be shown on a medium that is a play or a musical. So it's very boring, the freaking set list for this musical Into the Woods. And when the first act finally ended, when the first act finally ended, the the opinion I had with the story being too boring finally got confirmed when I started to like wonder if the play is already over. Because when the first act finally ended, I thought that everything was already like wrapped up in a way, and even like the other audience members in the venue were also like wondering, hey, was the story already wrapped up when the first act already ended? Because that really just goes to show how boring of a first act that play was, when none of the audience members knows whether or not your play has already ended. So the first act was pretty much a slog to get through, and it's only when we get to the second act that things get finally interesting in the movie, in the play, because all of a sudden people started dying all of a sudden. And it was a huge tonal shift, because in the first act of the play, they treated death as if it's something that we could just get back from. Like with the what's it called? With the cow character, with the cow character in the first act, they he sort of like died in like the middle of the first act. But then, like, the witch came in and said, "Hey, okay, the cow's dead. No, we can fully revive him right now, because this is a kid's play and all. Woohoo! We will revive the character. There's no death in this play." And the same goes for this other character, which is the granny in the Red Riding Hood subplot of this play, which I think is like the most interesting part of this play. It's just this little kid, just this little what's it called? This little Red Riding Hood brat going around just wearing the dead carcass of the wolf. But before we get to that, like the way they played up the whole granny storyline is that he got eaten up by a wolf, and I thought that the granny was dead for a bit there, but then all of a sudden the who's it called? The baker came in, sliced up the stomach of the wolf, and all of a sudden, the granny is alive all along. It's just that the wolf didn't chew on his meal, and instead the granny is just stuck inside the belly of this wolf character. And yeah, this was the first act was like treated death as if it's just something that we can just get back from, and as long as you're a good person, you won't die. That's like, I guess, the message of the first act based on my own understanding of the plot in the first act. But then all of a sudden, hold on, I think there's something wrong with the computer right now. Oh, nothing's happening. Okay. Then all of a sudden, in the second act, things just suddenly got more mature. I mean, it isn't more mature as in we're now stepping into rated R territory. More like we just jumped from a rated G sort of stage production to a rated PG-13 kind of stage production, and I don't know. I guess, in my opinion, I think that's like a huge jump from whatever tone they were setting up on the first half of the play. Because all of a sudden people started like dying in this stage play. The baker's wife got killed. Who else got killed? The mother of Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. The granny of Red Riding Hood. Who else is there? The prince. I think the prince. Oh my god, the prince. The prince didn't die, but what we got instead was this love affair between the wife and the prince. And the prince didn't technically die there. He just sort of became like a little bit of a brat by the end of the play. because he started cheating on his wife, the Cinderella. But someone else also died there technically, and it's the freaking wife. Not only physically, but also in a writer's point of view, because for the majority of the first act, the freaking wife character was depicted as this sort of loyal, I guess, loyal housewife to this baker. I mean, technically they did fight, but eventually their character arcs were resolved by the end of the first half, and you know, as the laws of writing would entail, if they resolve their issues moving forward from the first act, they shouldn't be like refretting the same problems when they go to the second act, because you know they already had this whole character arc in the first act. But then all of a sudden, this character got character assassinated. The wife got character assassinated in a way that he just started like cheating on the baker with the prince of the story. So I am like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? This character isn't supposed to act this way. This character for the majority of the film was like, I guess, like almost loyal to the baker in some way. And even if they did fight, they did eventually resolve and come to love each other by the end of their character arc in the first half. Where did this sudden urge to cheat came from, you know? So it's like, what the frick was this? I must say, like, I think the most disappointed I've ever had with a character has to be with the wife character, because I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? I can understand maybe the prince being the one to, or at least the two princes to be the one that cheats with Rapunzel and the Cinderella, but the freaking wife, what the heck? And there was not even like any setup that she would even cheat with the prince. And I mean, she technically did kind of like simp over them during the first half, but it always felt like she always had this more bond, this better bond with her husband. So the cheating thing sort of got too weird for my take of the play. And technically for the most part, I guess the second act is still better than the first half of the first act of the play. But I can't say the same for the song list for the second act. They still follow the same formula of just telling what's happening instead of showing us what's happening. Like, it came to a point that characters just started spouting out their feelings at that present moment in the play, instead of just, you know, trying to like trying to show it through, you know, acting and their performance. And which I guess is like, I guess what's supposed to be expected from a children's play. But I mean, come on, you're already like showing death in this play. Why are we still sticking with the childish decision to just tell everything outright through word of mouth instead of acting it out, you know? Because if I want to see someone spout out their emotions through through oral language, I'd rather just read a book, you know, or watch some, I don't know, like spoken poetry in front of a live audience instead of just watching a play. After watching this play, it really made me think about how this play juxtaposes to the last play I technically watched, which is this ballerina performance I watched in Solaire, which is called Peter and the Wolf. And Peter and the Wolf, I think, did everything that Into the Woods did uh, in yesterday, but much better, because for the majority of because the actors in this play were all just ballerina performers, I would say, and since they have this like love for their craft as dancers, they sort of just threw out the idea of making it be told in word, and make everything be told through just their own actions. Like, no one in the Peter and the Wolf story, a play, ever spoke a word from out of their mouth. They all just, if they feel like they're sad, they will act it out in the play. If they are feeling energetic or happy, they will bounce around along the stage. It's a pretty fun performance, I must say. I must admit, with the Peter and the Wolf play I watched a while back. And it sort of just disappoints me that we have this other play here that could have rivaled Peter and the Wolf in a way. I mean, it had like Lea Salonga. It's like that's like our, I guess, our pride and joy when it comes to theater actors here in the Philippines. And yet, the way they directed this play just felt nothing like I've seen from like Peter and the Wolf. And I wasn't expecting for them to just also be as performative as the people from the ballerina performers in Peter the Wolf, but I at least wanted something that would try to at least compete with them. And this ain't it, I must say. This is not it when it comes to Peter and the Wolf. And I don't think it's like the fault of the actors, it's more so like the fault of like the stage direction and the writing of this film. The writing could like pretty much, or at least the direction of the film could be much more benefited if they handled the direction as if it was a play, instead of something that you just tell through word of mouth. So yeah, that's my opinion of freaking Into the Woods. Although I must say, the experience of watching this play still didn't make me feel bored, because it was, I guess, my first time I've watched a play with my Lola, my grandma, and for some reason my mom had this seasonal pass when she was like buying this play, because she's a big fan of Lea Salonga. So she bought these special tickets online that give us front row seats to the backstage of this play, and we got to have like pictures of Lea Salonga through this play, which is I guess is still like the highlight of the night. Just meeting this well-respected actor with so many great works be right in front of us at the end of the play. So yeah, it was a pretty nice play. Even like went out to this like after before we went to this play, we also like went out to this Italian restaurant called Italiani's, and we had like pesto pasta, this arrabbiata, I forgot the name of this pasta, but it's like some kind of arrabbiata that was a little bit spicy, but had these mushrooms and tomatoes that made it really fancy, I must say. and we had this light pizza that had like salami and basil leaves on top of it. Basically, this whole experience of watching this play just made me understand how privileged I am as a person to be able to do all these things. But yeah, it was a pretty fun weekend that I had with my family this weekend, even if the play wasn't really the highlight of the night. But I know I came to enjoy it. I feel like the worst of media can still be enjoyed if you have like a family by your side. But that's not the reason why I entitled this stream "Are You Satisfied with Life?" Because the reason why I titled the stream that is because another person was supposed to attend this gathering of my family this weekend, and it was supposed to be like my brother, who is like the third oldest in the family, and I would say that he is kind of already like a freshman in college right now. So he's now experiencing what it's like now to be in college, and based on my experience as a freshman back in, I guess, 2019. Being a freshman can be pretty hard, especially during those first few weeks as a freshman, because you're technically not used to all the sudden workload you're given when you first enter college, and you start to like wonder whether or not you're built for this type of work, because all of a sudden you're getting all of these workloads from your college institution. And my brother is finally feeling that for the first time, and it's only been like 2 weeks since the start of the semester, and all of a sudden he just started like having these breakdowns wherein he I must say he had like he was sort of like kind of losing it, because he was like he was getting all these assignments from all of his subjects and all, and he freaking looked at it and thought that, oh my god, this is just too much for me. In fact, I think he said that same line of words when he spoke to my mom. He said, "Oh my god, this is just way too much for me as a person." And I spoke to him about this before, and even a little after he started his first week in college. I told him, "Hey, this is probably something that you'll experience in your first week, and all I have to give you as advice is, hey, this is just something that you have to go through. Don't punish yourself too much for being not good enough to pass all these subjects. I just want to let you know that this is something you have to go through, but you need to understand that this is just this doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, that you are not passing these assignments or these requirements in time. When it comes to college, it takes it takes some time to get used to. It takes time to get good at what you want to try to get good at in college. So it is best that you at least try to be easy on yourself and take it one step at a time. um, but after all those pep talk with my mom and me, my brother still didn't, like, I guess, really took it to heart, and you know, and in the end he just didn't he still, I mean, he still technically takes his studies seriously, but it's now like coming to him that it's like way too much for him in his own capacity to be able to keep up with all these daily workloads that he's being given. Couple that with his 7 to 4 school days from Mondays to Fridays, and it's like this guy is just pooped by the time the week has ended. So I know I considered trying to give him a pep talk once again, but I feel I can sort of tell from his demeanor that he didn't want anyone to speak to him for now. So, you know, I think he wanted like a little bit of space, so I gave it that to him this past few days. And then the day of the play arrived, and it was originally supposed to be that he was supposed to take the place of my grandma when it came to who will be sitting on the seats that was reserved by my mom on the play. And my mom wanted to invite him to this outing that we have, but then all of a sudden my brother came up to my mom and said, "Hey, I don't think I want to go to this play anymore. I have to like do these requirements before I do anything like that." So yeah, that's a. I mean, he did it. He said it with the most calmest of requests from his mouth, and you know, I respected the decision from him, but when it comes to my mom though, he understands that, you know, that my brother is getting a little bit stressed. But instead of you know, giving him some space, my mom sort of tried to convince him to at least join this play, because at least this could be his only time to like relax and enjoy his weekend. Because, you know, after once Sunday ends, once this day ends, he's now back to the Monday to Friday schedule that is planned for him on his college. But again, my brother refused her request to come join us for the play. And that was the second time around. Now, in the third time, we were already, me, my mother, my little sister, and my grandma are already like in the venue where the play is supposed to be taking place. And my mom asked one more time through the phone, "Hey, hey man, do you wanna? Hey sweetie, do you wanna, you know, go join us one more time? We can like book your Grab and shit." And unlike before, when she was my brother was how do you say this? Was calm and in declining her offer. In this point in time, my brother started like breaking down, saying that, "No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this." He started like screaming in the phone, you know. And from the speaker was, I guess, was I can sort of hear what was happening on the other end. because I can hear him like tossing a bunch of books from the other end of the line when she called him, and that's when I realized that, oh my god, this is really getting to my little bro, you know. And I tried to maybe I tried to maybe today at least, because this is like something that just happened recently. I tried to to at least try to ease up his chores, his stress by doing a bunch of chores for him. Because I think originally he is supposed to be the one to change the curtains, so instead I was the one to do it, because I don't want to give him much more stress than he already has right now. And then I also went up to I also was like supposed to he was originally supposed to do like a simple thing for me for my college requirement, which is to take a mouth impression of his teeth for my own requirements at school. But I knew that if I were to ask him right now, I don't think he would be willing to do so. So I instead let my mom do it for me when it comes to being the patient that I will be using to take a mouth impression of. And then right now, after I stream, I'm thinking of maybe doing the laundry, because I think at this point it's like my brother's chore to do that, but I'm gonna be the one doing it later this stream. So yeah, I've been doing like these few things for him. I'm like considering of maybe talking to him, but I have no idea what to talk about, considering that the last time I did talk to him, or my mom talked to him, it didn't really go that well. So I'm going for the method of just maybe giving him some space, let him like breathe and stuff, and make sure he doesn't destroy anything in the house, because for some reason he has this urge to just destroy things when he gets too stressed. So yeah, I'm giving him like a little bit of that space he needs to just think about what he should do next, and maybe what I should do next when it comes to how I should deal with his problems. Because I kind of reflect on what I did back then to de-stress myself back when I was a freshman. And all I can remember back then was that I had this Wattpad account back then to sort of write stuff in, and it was through writing like a novel, or at least a working novel in Wattpad, that I sort of found this sort of escape from my reality as a college student, with all these like work and all, that I sort of began to realize how I should deal with my college requirements, you know. It was also through like writing a bunch of stuff online that I came to realize that, hey, this is maybe because for writing I just had this urge to just like step back for a moment and sort of realize why I am doing this in the first place. And I guess from my own conclusions as a now experienced college student, I came to realize that, oh, maybe college isn't really like the end all be all of things, you know. Because I look at my mom and I don't see him become as stressful as I was when I was starting off in college, and it made me realize, okay, maybe college is maybe not what reality is supposed to look like. You know, I don't think people are supposed to be having this much work when they finally are out of college. In fact, maybe you have more control over what you want to work at, since you know we have now these part-time workers popping up in social media. There's like at least more time to rest when you become a working adult in the field. And I guess when it comes to that goes for the adult life, but and for college life, I also came to realize that, you know, maybe grades isn't really that important to me as a person. I mean, I'm imagining myself like 5 years down the line, and even like, I guess, present me now compared to who I was when I was like even like a high school student or a middle school student. And you know, it's only through like reminiscing on my past as a student that I remembered, oh, I did all these grade. I always like worried about these grades and all, and now that I'm looking at my past me, I'm like, do I really even care about myself having these failures and these successes or these high and low grades when I was like a little kid? And my answer to that is like, no, I don't ever think about those grades at all anymore in my present life. In fact, I don't think they have any use for me anymore as a grown-up version of myself right now. Because I mean, where would you even put that the idea of you getting a first honor back when you were like in high school in your resume? I don't think people would really like that. I mean, I guess the only reason why you want to work up that high grade is because you want to become like a cum laude or magna cum laude when you graduate in college, or you want to get that scholarship in when you finally apply for a college or a school. But I don't know, like I don't think that really really matters in the end. I think what most people really find in people that's much more useful is who you are as a person existing right at the present moment. Your grades may tell you about what you did in your school life, but in real life there's no such thing as grades. What really matters right now is, I guess, how good you are at the job, and I don't think that can really be measured through just grades alone. In fact, I do have some first-hand accounts of people cheating in class. Do I think that these people who cheat for a high grade are good dentists? I don't think so. Yet here they are having these high grades in their class. I don't think they're good. They're good people. In fact, they are more so immoral people for having to cheat their way up to the top. So I don't think grades really matter that much anymore in this day and age. I think what matters right now is whether or not you have the skills you need to perform well at your job, the skill to socially interact with people in your field so that you can cooperate and work as a team when you deal with bigger problems that you can't solve on your own. And I guess just to be a very good person, I must say, just be a good person. Because no one likes an asshole when they work in a workplace, you know? So yeah, I guess that's all you need really, and I don't think that can be quantified by grades alone. And also, I guess with college, college does not determine whether or not you are a person that is good at your job or not. I don't think that's what college is to me. What they're trying to measure, whenever they grade your requirements or your performance in your during your stay in their institutions. I think, in my opinion, college just measures how well you are good at your job from the perspective of other people, I must say. But it doesn't really measure how inherently you are good at your job. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is that college sort of teaches you to work as a group, which I guess is technically still a good thing to teach with your students. But I don't think it's really good at teaching people to be good leaders in the field that they teach you. And when I mean my leaders, I don't mean leaders that just that follow whatever the last leader has set up for them through like guidelines or principles. I mean like leaders that actually try to innovate on the field that they're at, or give new ideas on how they can at least try to improve on what already exists in the field that they're studying. So what I'm trying to say here is that college doesn't really measure well people who are willing to try and innovate on something that they do not really teach on the subject that they're teaching. Because when I look at dentistry right now, especially the dentistry course, the dental curriculum for the colleges that I have been in, I noticed that when it comes to professors, they always teach you to do this specific technique when you, say for example, do an impression of a patient's mouth. You have to always use like alginate to use. You always have to use impression alginate to take an impression of your patient's mouth. You always have to do it in one try in order to I don't know, because when I was like speaking about this with my mom, she showed me this technique where you can at least try to fix up any mistakes when it comes to the impressions that you have with your patient by just adding more alginate while the impression tray is inside the oral cavity. But in the institution that I'm studying at, they do not allow anything that doesn't succumb to the one try technique that they always teach with these kinds of schools. So it's always so they don't like really teach you to innovate. They really just want you to do what is asked of them to do in these kinds of institutions. But I guess is still a good thing, because it assures that there's some quality control to be seen whenever you do something within your workplace. But it doesn't really allow for people who want to innovate to shine. And even in this modern day of dentistry, we already have like better ways to take impressions of people's mouths. We have dental scanners, in fact, that will just give us a 3D that will just pretty much give us a digital version of the patient's mouth through this device you can hold in your hand. Yet we don't really teach that because the curriculum doesn't allow us to do that. Because when you're working as a team, you kind of have to be on the same page, and if you know something that the other people in your team don't, then you don't really kind of jive with each other in a way. So yeah, that's I guess my once again an opinion of mine about college. Why am I always talking about college in this freaking freaking talks here? Maybe because it's like technically where I mostly spend my time on. It's just studying for stuff here in my college institution. But yeah, if ever you guys ever have like this, feel like you're not good enough when it comes to college, just remind yourself to always like take a break, like see the forest for the trees at some point in your lives, because if you do, you'll come to realize that in the end, maybe what you're worrying about doesn't really matter at all. And if they do, you will eventually come through it eventually. I speak as if I'm your guys' therapist right now. But kinda, I guess the only way I can give you guys advice on these types of problems. A good mindset would probably help you in the long run in order to like conquer your problems that you're having in your college life. Because I think the one question that always like distresses me whenever I get like a bad grade in my subjects is what do I want to do in life? What do I want? What do I want right now? That's exactly the question that just sort of gives me a wake-up call. Do I want a good grade, or do I want to perform well in the job that I'm currently in? Because those two aren't really aren't really the same thing when you really come down to think about it. Because if you want a good grade, just go cheat, cram on your if you want to get a good grade, what you have to do really is to cram a lot of knowledge in your mind for, I don't know, in the shortest amount of time. You'll probably forget them in the end, but that's technically how you're supposed to get a good grade in college. And then you take the test, or maybe a performance test in college. And then once you're done with that, you will soon forget it, and while you kind of forget what you did back then, at least you get like a good grade. So that's what it means to get a good grade. Or you may want to get good at your job, and getting good at your job is something that is entirely would require an entirely different process. Getting good at your job means taking the time to actually study what you do, and that may involve you failing a lot. You may have to ignore the time that you may need in order to complete your tasks. But eventually, just eventually, you will get better. It's just that there might be some pitfalls along the way where you actually have to fail in a subject. But in the end, you'll get good. You'll get good at your subject. And people may think that you are not good enough. But you kind of have to remind yourself that grades aren't really the end-all be-all of what it means to be really good at what you're doing. Unless you really do like how people perceive you, which I think is a wrong way of really thinking about how you should go about doing your job. Because I feel like we measure success based on, I guess for most people, we measure success based on how people really perceive you as a person. And I guess a good example of that is when we talk about grades, you know, because the people who are analyzing you when you get a grade is your freaking teacher. And your teacher, while you know being a very competent little fellow that can teach you a lot, may also not know about things like taking time to teach the class a specific lesson that may be more complicated than one may think. Because for most teachers that I've ever met, I don't think any of them ever took the time to actually teach the class something that's very important and specific. Take for example, I guess my general anatomy teacher from way back then, and I remember that we were talking about all these stuff in general anatomy, like the respiratory system, the digestive system, and the nervous system. But then we suddenly get into the reproductive system, and all of a sudden she just started rushing through it. Not because we have this sort of fear of the coochie or something. It's just that it's because it was just because we were running out of time when we finally got to the subject of the reproductive system. Because we were scheduled to have that topic to be the last topic for our entire semester, but by the time we eventually got there, we only had 2 meetings left for our class here in general anatomy. So she had to rush through it and all, and I kind of do understand why she had to rush through it. But then again, though, if you were to just learn this with someone who actually wants you to learn, I don't think a proper mentor would be willing, would just allow this to happen in their class. So what I'm just trying to say here is that even the best of teachers right now do kind of have to be subjected with the curriculum they're given, and from that point of view, you can kind of understand why I don't really think teachers are really good at measuring you as measuring your performance as a worker studying in your field. I mean, I still do kind of respect them. It's just I sometimes do kind of feel bad that this is something that we have to deal with for the majority of life, for the majority of the time as a professor or a teacher. And heck, that's I guess a fact that I've come to realize when I study here as a college student in my curriculum. So what I'm just trying to say is that the college is just not the end all be all things. Don't compare yourself based on don't measure yourself, your value as a worker or even a human being based on what others perceive, because other people can be pretty flawed in some cases. I'm not saying that you should totally block out your ears whenever you find something negative coming out of other people's mouths, but you should at least give time or respect with yourself when you have the chance. Those who learn to respect themselves every now and then, they just have this balance between listening to what you think and what others think, and eventually you will find great joy in figuring out that maybe you're not that much of a failure after all. So yeah, I guess that's my whole spiel from me, the pseudo therapist of this live stream. Again, don't take this as like as medical advice or anything. I'm not a professional in that sort of thing. I'm just sort of sharing my thoughts based on my own experience as a college student. So yeah, hold on. Let me just quickly do these coloring. Okay. Oh God. Okay. So I guess we can go move on to some lighthearted topics, can we? Oh yeah, I was about to say that, at least in my last stream, before I was like really interrupted by my sister. I was about to say on my last stream that I was feeling really tired lately, and it's not like I'm like complaining or anything about my own state of condition. I'm actually pretty glad that I'm feeling more tired lately, because I remembered when I was during summer vacation, I would always want to like sleep early every now and then because I want to work out early in the morning the next day. But whenever I plan to work out or I guess sleep early in the evening, I would always think that I would always find myself having trouble sleeping because I don't know. I think I was just nocturnal throughout my summer months. So I was like wondering what the frick happened to my sleep schedule. And I think the reason why I was having a hard time sleeping was because I had this I was basically just not doing anything throughout the entirety of my time in summer. I mean, technically I was working out, making some work here on my computer to finish up a game, and doing some other vanilla log stuff here on my channel. But it never was enough work wherein I felt like getting tired or anything. So when I sleep, I still feel very energized because I didn't really use that much of my body to a point wherein my energy levels have been depleted. And that all changed when I finally got back to college, and all of a sudden I got all these friggin' requirements to do these what's it called? I got all these requirements, I got all these traveling to do now that I'm in this new campus. And I thought I would hate doing all this work, but then when I finally got to my bed and I started sleeping, I started to realize, oh my god, I'm getting like a good night's sleep out of this work that I'm getting from my university. And I've never been such a happier man, for having this sudden realization that, oh my god, my work is actually helping me sleep or get a good night's sleep from this. Because not gonna lie, guys, even if I feel like not sleeping, I still have this. I'm still at this state wherein I want to sleep, but I just can't because I feel tired in a way. Yet when I try to sleep, I just cannot sleep because I'm like in this limbo wherein I am both energetic and tired at the same time. So when I finally did sleep and got rejuvenated, I was like, finally, this is my nocturnal patterns have finally been broken through all these work that I'm doing in my college. What else? Okay, so this is here. Although I think the pattern has been broken once again because I suddenly attended this play with my mom, and all of a sudden, because when the play finally ended, the play ended at around like 12 o'clock in the evening, and we arrived back in our house by 1 o'clock. And I think just from that event alone, I think my sleep patterns have been messed up once again because I slept really late at night back then. Yesterday. So that goes to show you guys that you should probably get a proper sleep schedule running, or else you will feel tired and not tired at the same time, which is the worst feeling you'll ever have as a human being. Okay, let me just do all these coloring stuff before I blabber again. Alright. I guess also something else that helped me deal with the stresses of college is also just this, animating in Blender, making stuff online, and stuff like that. I don't think people have really come to realize how helpful art can be to not only get a new perspective out of some artists, but also to just be used as a way for people to just de-stress about their life. Because whenever I feel like I'm not doing well in my college, I just start doing all these stuff on my YouTube channel, like animating and stuff. And I guess talk with you guys here in a way. But I don't think that it's the talking that really makes me uh, that really makes me heal from my stresses, but more so the act of just showing you guys something I've made in my own spare time. So whenever I feel like I'm not good enough, I'll just paint up like a quick 3D model in Blender, and all of a sudden, oh my god, I can make something out of this. So yeah, I think the YouTube channel is also something that really helps me a lot here to boost my confidence as a human being. Alright, let me just get all of these colors up in here. Oh, right. Makes sense. Wait. Alright. Okay. I have to make another stuff here. Okay. Alright. It's kinda hard to see where the black starts and ends there. Just a black outline, so that it's just with the black colors of his shirt. Okay. By the way, is my thing still moving? Okay. Oh, let me just adjust my seat. Okay. Wait, is my thing flapping? Oh, it's being detected. Wait. Notice my freaking mouth is flapping even if I'm not talking. Must be my fan or something. I gotta say though, I don't think I've ever thought about improving the mic quality of my streams. You know, I see these Let's Players or streamers having these elaborate streaming setups wherein their walls are covered up with this foam to block out any surrounding sound and all, and they have this freaking pop filter to make sure you don't get the piece going through the microphone. I mean, I used to have that, but I for some reason it doesn't work on my case, the whole popping thing happening on my microphone. So I got rid of. I just decided that just not put any effort at all when it comes to the audio quality of my live streams. Alright, let's just do this. Okay. The piece. What else does the pop filter block out All I know is like the P's, the ch, so it's ch as well. Okay, hold on guys, I need to like get some water here real quick. So I'll put you guys in the waiting screen while I go get my water and take a quick bathroom break actually, so let's go. Wow. Alright, I'm back. Hold on, let me just take a sip of water before we start the stream. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's go through the Blender portion of the stream where we just color a bunch of stuff here. Oh, let me just get my glove here. By the way guys, if ever you have like a new drawing tablet and it's your first time using it, I suggest you like wear like a glove or something, or maybe like put like a cloth underneath your like hand or something, because it's kind of hard to navigate your pen around the tablet if you don't like have one. Because for some reason like your hand just sticks to the surface of the tablet for some reason. So I'm wearing like this rubber glove that I sometimes use on my dental subjects. It's a disposable glove and I have a box of them like over here. And it's like my cheap way, or my more accessible way of getting like a bunch of these gloves for my art here on my streams. So that being said, let's just jump into this. Where's the? Oh, yeah, some other workplace. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get a nice little bit of gray up in here. By the way, do I have a BGM playing right now? I forget. Sometimes forget whether I have all the audio settings here working. Okay. It's working so far. Alright. Okay, I kind of want to talk about this little topic I've seen you guys talking about in the internet, or at least on YouTube. It's about this whole age verification thing that I've seen in the recent news lately. And I gotta ask, what's that all about? Is that gonna like happen when I use YouTube one day? Because in the place where I'm at right now, which is the Philippines, I have no idea what this whole age or this AI age verification thing is all about. I mean, I was never like hit with any request to reveal my ID or anything. Is that like only happening on like the western side of things? Because none of it happened here where I'm at. Or does YouTube already recognize me as an adult by the amount of content I've been feeding it for the past few years I've been using this channel? Yeah, I was never like hit with that request to verify my age or anything. I mean, I guess I'm already like ready for that since I've have an ID ready just in case YouTube ever asks me of it. But it still hasn't happened to me for some reason. Either YouTube already thinks that I'm an adult, or that YouTube thinks that I'm already a kid, given that I'm a cartoon character on the internet. Yeah. So I guess it's like pretty scummy that they're doing this, but why are people already are suddenly like feeling this urge to defend their privacy at this point of YouTube's lifespan, you know? Because I feel like we should have had this talk at the very beginning when we realized that Google is like collecting all of our data and shit for ads and stuff. So why are we having this discussion now when it comes to age verification? But yeah, at least I still kind of understand that, yeah, we should probably fight for our privacy here on the internet. And people have been like, now I've seen people find alternatives to what we can use as a new video platform for sharing videos and stuff. One website that people sort of agree to be a good website to share videos at is Rumble. I'd say Rumble's a pretty good site. Another one is, I think, Odyssey, which is, I think, something that I've already seen some people talk about even before the whole AI age verification thing happening this past few days. So, yeah, I don't know what are like the other video platforms that people may go to, but I see those as like the two common ones to find. I think I kind of like Odyssey better as an alternative to YouTube, just because of the amount of content there are there of people sharing video essays of technology and stuff about the world. Like, it's just a video essay haven whenever I look into Odyssey, compared to like other video platforms. Oh, and also big shout out to Newgrounds. Why aren't people not talking about Newgrounds when they talk about alternatives to YouTube? I mean, it isn't about. I mean, they don't allow like live action stuff there, but you know, a alternative to sharing animation online or shorts could be Newgrounds. in a way. I like their freaking portal system that they're managing over there, which lets new creators become successful, even if you don't have a large following. So yeah, go to Newgrounds, guys, if you are an animator. They really are. I really do kind of respect the community there. If I'm being honest. Go. Oh shit, that's a big no-no. Guess it can work. Yeah. Alright, so let's do some painting here. How long have I been streaming here? Like, oh, almost 2 hours, okay. You know, for the past few streams, I've been like aiming for like a 3-hour session every now and then, but now that I, you know, wanna like spend some time in real life doing stuff, I kind of want to make the stream like 2 hours, I think. Just for like, I don't know. I kind of want to touch grass, I must say. I don't want to like spend too much time here, like streaming and stuff. Oh, what the frick? I noticed that there's like a line here missing. Okay, let's change the color here to this. Okay, nice. Alright, let's change it back. Yeah, alright. I don't think I mind the fact that things get a little bit jittery at this point of the live stream of the thing. I don't think people will notice it, so I'm gonna put it like this for now. The reason why it's by the way, the reason why it's doing this because there are some strokes here that they're like not aligning with the rest of the strokes here. And I think there's a mess up with my with my cursor, with my 3D cursor here, which sort of dictates where the strokes will be placed based on my viewpoint here in the camera. Okay, that's why we're doing it this way. guys have any questions, just leave it down in the or things to talk about in the stream. You can leave it down in the chat box below. Well, let me just change something with my freaking stream here. Kinda want to move this to move this to the other side. Wait. Move this to here. Okay. Let's put OBS on the same workspace as my Windows at. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Maybe I can like listen to the music while I work on stuff here. I feel like listen to like Owl City. Anyway, guys, if you've never listened to an Owl City song aside from Fireflies or When Can I See You Again, I suggest listening to some songs from Ocean Eyes or Midsummer Station. Like those two albums made by the band. Hold on, Owl City. Oh, I didn't see, of course. So like, I guess I'm listening to right now like Vitamin C by Owl City. It's a pretty catchy song, not gonna lie. It's nothing's too deep about it. It's just a person wanting to go vacationing. To me every candy white keep tears what I need. It's so simple, violent serenity. I need a vacation, I need my vitamin C. Alone, and the whole time go. Alone, and the hollow. And I walk on the beach, and I would wonder too, cause when I get kinda salty, I need my vitamin C. Sorry guys, I don't think this is supposed to be a karaoke session, but I'm freaking jamming to Owl City right now, so. Get kinda salty, I need some vitamin C. In the palm tree, in my hand. Why don't I just make this stream just me humming through Owl City's catalog here? Because I haven't listened to these songs in a while, you know. My soul is the remedy. I need my vacation. I need some vitamin C. Screw you guys. I'm gonna block out my BGM just to have you guys listen to me humming to Owl City. And I walk on the beach, never wanna be, cause when I get kind of salty, I need some vitamin C. Maybe we can have these streams just be me sharing some of my music tastes. So I guess for this stream we will be sharing my love for Owl City. If you guys have never heard of any of Owl City's songs other than Fireflies, I suggest you listen to songs like Dementia from his Midsummer Station album. When Can I See You Again from the Wreck-It Ralph soundtrack. What's this there? Be Brave from his cinematic album. What else is there? Saltwater Room. And Rainbow Veins from Ocean Eyes and Am I Dreaming? Or is it Am I Dreaming? Is the name of the sound of the album? Anyway, listen to those songs. Those songs are like pretty chill ass songs to just listen to. Just forget about your worries and stuff. I need a vacation. I got a no vacation. Go now, cause I'm a little bored down. And I'm a little bored down. And I need a vacation. You can kind of tell that I kind of forget these lyrics. And I'm just kind of like jamming out just because of the beat of the song. I guess. Well, by the way, guys, while I'm listening to the song, I freaking closed out the tab to monitor you guys on the on my phone. I mean, I can still see you guys on OBS, but I feel like it's not like natural for me to switch from the Blender tab to the OBS tab. So if I missed some of your chats, I apologize. Okay, what's next here? Be Brave? I mean, I kind of like that song, but I think I'm more so into When Can I See You Again? Here. Okay, here's a hot take when it comes to Owl City songs. I don't think Good Time is one of his best songs, I would say. I mean, it's a catchy pop song to listen to with Carly Rae Jepsen, but like it doesn't really feel like Owl City, I must say. Like when I think of Owl City, I think of like of hyper pop sounding instrumentals, and Good Time doesn't match that mood for me. Deny. That's before, but now I got to go. Life is way too short to take it slow. But before I go and hit the road, I wanna know. Till then, when can I see this again? Oh, what the frick? I totally missed the lyrics to that. What the frick? When can I see this again? Oh, oh, oh. I wanna know. Till then, when can I see you again? You know, listen to When Can I See You Again really just makes me think about how good of a film Wreck-It Ralph was. Like I've seen a lot of movies wherein they deal with this sort of child character who is being paired up with this washed up dad sort of figure in the story, like with Despicable Me. But I think Wreck-It Ralph is just a better story when it comes to those two archetypes. Maybe because I think it's like the first of the movies that I saw with that kind of archetype. God, Disney really did fell off ever since like the renaissance they had in like the early 2010s. Like I still feel very nostalgic for movies like Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph. I don't think Frozen is like. To me, I don't think Frozen is that movie when I think of nostalgic movies of Disney for me. I think it's just Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph, let's say. Alright, the song just ended here. What's being auto-played next? Ask you this ad, what the frick? I don't have YouTube Premium, by the way, so I always get these ads in between my songs. Pharrell Williams? Double Life? What the frick is this? I don't like this one. Just when I'm talking about Despicable Me, all of a sudden the freaking YouTube recommended me some Double Life. That's one song from Despicable Me 4. Go for Vanilla Twilight. I haven't listened to that in a while. I think Vanilla Twilight is like the first song I've ever played from my old like MP3, from my old like iPod Touch player. You guys still remember like iPod Touch? Oh my god, I remember having that when I was like grade 1 or 3, and it was like this small like device that with like that round sort of button configuration. So like the center button was like the pause and play, while there are like two arrows, as if it's like in the YouTube player that fast forwards or rewinds a part of a song. And I downloaded a bunch of songs there, and I think I remember like one of the songs I downloaded into my iPod Touch is like Owl City. Although I gotta say though, when I had my iPod Touch for the first time, I didn't know how to add songs there myself, so I was like heavy reliant on this one technician I let my parents visit at a mall nearby that always downloads songs for me. And one of those songs was Vanilla Twilight, and I think Good Time as well, which I guess is the reason why I kind of hate that song now. But you know, Vanilla Twilight was also in my iPod Touch, and I don't think that's a bad song, even up to now. Oh god. Whenever I listen to Vanilla Twilight, I just think of days where I just watch like, I don't know, like SAO or something. I think I listened to I've listened to Vanilla Twilight up until my high school years, you know. And if I ever feel like depressed, I just play Vanilla Twilight or something. Okay, speaking of which, I need to make the next. Okay, this one at least has a consistent outline to it. God knows why it's so good. What the heck? The song is just about to end, but that past 4 minutes is it's just a nostalgia trip for me. Oh shoot, Spotify. A Spotify ad right now? What the heck? The Owl City song playlist? Oh, let's see this. Oh, of course it's freaking Firefly's gonna play first, what the heck? So right now I'm viewing like someone who just curated a playlist of Owl City songs into one video. And the first thing he puts in the playlist is Fireflies. Like, oh my god, that's like the most basic Owl City song. I mean, I kind of like it, but you know, it's like a beginner's first introduction to like Owl City. Oh, I'm not understanding still. I'd like to make myself believe. Your planet Earth turns slowly. It's not to say I better stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems. 10,000 lightning bugs as I try to teach me how to dance. Foxtrot below my head, a sock up beneath my bed, a crystal ball swinging by your friend. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems, and I fall asleep. Please take me away from here. Oh yeah, please take me away from here. Come on, guys! You also like came to a point where you have this catchy song that you wanna sing to, but you just forgot the lyrics about. There's not with you, and I keep them in a jar. I always find that like the most strangest thing about Fireflies is that you have all these beautiful fireflies, and then just Adam Young just decides to just keep some fireflies just to keep the nostalgia trip going in his song. I'm listening to some Owl City songs right now while I stream. Planet Earth turns slowly. Dang, it's kind of hard to listen to the song and think about all the memes that came out of Fireflies. This is a very catchy song, not gonna lie. Alright, so the next song here is it's the middle of Twilight. Oh my god, this playlist is just going through songs I've already listened from him. And by listen I mean I listen a lot too. Okay, let me just skip this to Saltwater Room. Oh god, another ad, really? Wait, why is that? I just realized that the ad that plays before saltwater room is an ad about a salt and chips ad. I'm not sure. Like, what the fuck is this YouTube? YouTube's getting too good at knowing what I'm about to listen to. Okay, here we go. Saltwater room. Let's go. Just realized the saltwater room is just exposition dump. I like the ones in Into the Woods, but this is actually really good. Like, at least this song has some emotion to it, and some good figures of speech. Oh my god, the freaking chorus! Oh my god, with the female singer! Oh my god, it's so good. Sheesh! Oh my god. I just realized how much riz there are in the lyrics of Saltwater Room. Oh my god, Adam Young, what the heck? Oh god. I only have like one earphone plugged into my ear, and I just remember that that Saltwater Room has this one thing in the bridge wherein the female singer can only like sing in like the left side of the earphone. I just realized that my mouth is also flapping here. Oh my god, I need to like increase. Oh my god. Okay, I think this works. Hello. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hello. Testing. Okay. Hey guys, I'm so like into rigging here right now because I want to make sure that the other VTuber model that I'm working on is also working well when I finally get into making the 2D version of it. So yeah. Oh, what the heck? Why's my thing not moving now? Okay, there we go. Okay. What is this? More salted? More salt? Salt ads? What the heck? Oh, here we go. Here's the song I don't like the most. It's the Good Time. I mean, it's a pretty good song, but you know, it's like the most basic song I must say in Alcé's catalog. Hands up if you're down, take it down tonight. 'Cause it's always a good time. Step on, I'm not losing, I even care. Hop into the crowd, take it anywhere. Hop in if you're down, take it down tonight. 'Cause it's always a good time. I'm not will be good. Wake up the twilight. Gonna be alright. You don't even have to try. It's always a good time. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 it's always a good time. You know, fun fact about Good Time, right, guys, by the way. This used to be like the song that my class used to play during this event in my uh, in my grade school, wherein wherein each like individual like section of our school is forced to compete on this like little dance competition during Christmas break, I think. And this was the song that was like playing for our like dance routine for for our school. And for like the very first times we performed this dance in front of the school, people really didn't like it because we were like so uncoordinated and stuff. But then when we got to listening, we got more and more into the groove of this dance that we performed, that we were performing in front of the audience. We got better and better to a point that we actually won the dance competition at the very end of December. And we were so good, in fact, that we had to do the dance two more times. One for when we were one during like the foundation day of our school, and the other one during like a during my grade six uh, graduation event, wherein not only did we perform the dance with the song, but also our parents, I'd say. It's a pretty fun song to look back to. It's because of the many memories I have with Good Time in my life. What is this? What the heck? Hold on, there's something else is playing in my. Something's playing in my fucking phone here right now that isn't House City. What the heck? Oh, To the Sky. Okay. I think To the Sky, which is the next song that's playing here on my phone, is the next song I played routinely after I got so used to like Good Time as as something that I find catchy during my time as a middle school student. Because I was still in the hype of listening to some other Owl City songs, and this was a song I think that I was first introduced to learn more about Owl City, aside from Good Time and any of the songs in Midsummer Station. This is made for a movie called like The Owls of Gahul or something, and I don't know a lot about this movie, but this song is pretty catchy as well. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let me just pull up my earphones here for this song. Because you waste the wind and take to the sky. You take to the sky. Ouch! Oh my god, my balls are itching right now. Probably shouldn't say that in front of a live studio audience here, but hey, hey yo, you know. I feel like after Owl City, I just got into the freaking world of like EDM and stuff through labels like 99 Lives and stuff. Because I don't know why, but like most Minecraft YouTubers back then used like EDM music for their like intros and stuff. And those kind of resemble the sound that Owl City plays in his songs, but you know, a little bit more aggressive, I must say. So yeah, after Owl City, I got into listening to some EDM music, or you know, like songs like Fat Rat or songs from Fat Rat or uh, from 99 Lives label, and I'm forgetting like other songs, but you know, songs from like Marin Music or something. Those are songs that I listened to after I got used to Owl City. But I still look to Owl City with some fondness because his songs just has this air of innocence and positivity that I don't really see with most modern mainstream music. Okay, so the next song here is playing is Rainbow Veins, which I think is a recent find of mine because I had this long pause of not listening to any Owl City songs until just recently, like I think a few months ago, when I just decided to just listen to some Owl City songs, and I saw the Just Dreaming album. I think it's called. It's the one with like the stars and stuff on in front of like a white background or something. And Just Dreaming just sort of reminds me of like songs like Saltwater Room and Vanilla Twilight, but a little bit more cheery, I must say. Anyway, I heard some people review Rainbow Veins here, and they say they kind of hate it because of all the auto tune on the song, and I mean I do kind of hear the auto tune now, but I mean like it's still a very catchy tune, you know. It's so yeah, it's like even though I know it's like a little bit of fake, there's some fake stuff happening here in Rainbow Veins. It's still a very catchy song to me. I think Rainbow Bane's about to end here. And that's the entire playlist. I think the next thing we can watch, we can listen to here. Embers. I haven't listened to Embers in a while. What does it sound like again? Alright. So right now I'm listening to Embers from his Midsummer Station album. Oh wow. I didn't know this song was good, what the heck? Oh yeah, this is... Oh, this definitely... This is him song, what the frick? Oh god, what the heck? I just realized that Midsummer Station really feels like a fighting album in a way, or at least... In the context of Owl City, this really feels like a fighting album. Like, it feels like you're like with a bunch of bros like going against like a big problem and stuff. But you have like songs like Good Time and Embers here, like saying, "Hey, you'll be all right. You'll be having a good time while we travel and stuff." You know. Wait, this is fire. This is a fire song. What the heck? Embers is a fire song. I just realized the pun in that statement there. Oh shit, wow, what the heck? Dang. Okay, I can now understand why Midsummer Station is like one of Owl City's most popular albums. Oh, this is depressing. After I listen to Embers, there's a freaking gambling ad playing in the background. What the heck? Okay, freaking the YouTube playlist has suddenly moved me up to Fireflies here. So I'll go for Dementia. Alright. It's another underrated song from him, I guess. Dementia. I kinda like this song. This is driving me crazy. Dementia. Dementia. I'll say like Midsummer Station doesn't really sound like a more cinematic album than cinematic itself, you know? Be crazy, big surprise that the most out of sight. Summer night, this is love, this is war, this is baby. Dementia, you're driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. Dementia. This is driving me crazy. Dementia. Dementia. I just realized that with the repeating vocals of dementia, that's really kind of represent someone getting into dementia. What's this? Philip Phillips? Gone, gone, gone. What's this playing? What the frick? Oh, let's listen to Speed of Love. Oh, wait, is it Speed of Love or is it I'm Coming After You? With the woo woo woo. I think the woo 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 song was it's like actually a legitimately good song from Owl City. Okay, I think it's I'm Coming After You. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so let's go for the next frame here. To me right here from the pursue on the street Woo, woo, woo. I'm coming after you. Woo, woo, woo. I'm coming after you. Woo, woo, woo. I'm coming after you. You know, listening to "I'm Coming After You" once again kind of reminds me of "Good Time" in a way, especially that build up to the chorus there, and the chorus itself actually. The fuck. Mm. You know, I haven't listened to "The Speed of Love" in a while. See how this sounds like. You go. Mm. So far, this isn't really beating "I'm Coming After You." Oh, here's a chorus. It kind of sounds like Embers. What the frick? Mm. I think "Speed of Love" is just a. I think it's just a worse version of Embers. I'm gonna say. Embers just had that same tune but better. I'm gonna say. Okay, freaking Steel Love just ended. Yeah, I think that just makes me want to listen more to Embers, right? After listening to the song itself. Oh, Beautiful Times featuring Lindsay Ellis. I haven't heard of Lindsay Ellis in a while. I remember liking his her song called, I think it's called Kaiju or something. Oh, it's Lindsay. Oh, no, Lindsay Sterling. Sorry, I got those two names uh, mixed up. So Lindsay Sterling. Hold on. Is she still making music? I kind of like her violin songs. I guess most of her songs. I guess. Oh, he's still making stuff. Okay. God, I remember when Lindsay Sterling was making like these covers of video game stuff. I think he's like too big of an act of a song performer now to uh, be doing video game covers. Hold on. Oh, there it is. We Are Giants. I think We Are Giants is my favorite Lindsay Sterling song. Although now that I think about it, I haven't really listened to her in a while. Yeah, from what I can recall, Lindsay Sterling used to be like part of America's Got Talent, right? And she won like third place, was it? And from that point forward, she kind of got like popular through her violin stuff on YouTube, and thus her loss from America's Got Talent isn't really that memorable anymore because she now has like this big career after her her run in that show. Just realized I forgot to draw the sleeve here. think we are. I'm gonna binge watch now some of Lizzie Sterling's most popular songs here. Answer the Tides. Let's see what this is all about. Oh shoot, I also forgot to make a save here. Yo, what the heck? Now I'm looking at Lindsay Ellis's catalog. His more recent works kind of remind me of more Fat Rat than than any traditional like orchestral violin cover. You know. Dang, I forgot to draw this as well. What the heck? Oh well. Just get this out of the way. Alright, I think that covers up all of the patterns. You can just draw anything without having to reference the 3D model. Oh my god, this guy doesn't have a chin, I noticed. Oh wait, doesn't have a chin, what the heck? Let me just draw just a simple outline over here. There we go. Hmm. Wow. Okay, so I'm listening now to Lindsay Sterling's Shadows. This definitely feels like something I would find in like the audio section of Newgrounds or something. Like there's no lyrics, it's just pure instrumentals and stuff. And it still has that signature violin, but also has a little bit of that dubstep feel to it that I see in most indie musicians around the internet. Oh well. Okay, let's listen to something else other than Lindsay Sterling. Oh, is it Country Roads cover? Okay, let's listen to this. You know, whenever I listen to now Country Roads, I just think about that cover from Whisper of the Heart. That one Studio Ghibli film with the with the girl that wanted to really become a writer, I think. Hmm. Alright, let's look at this animation from the very start here. So it starts off here. Yep, okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. I know I'm still not finished with this, but oh god, I'm using my tracking here because my room is freaking dark. But yeah, we're gonna be ending the stream here, guys. I don't think I'm really finished with this at all. We will continue this on our next animation stream, but on our next upcoming stream, I think I'm gonna do a VTuber stream for you guys. So if you guys like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to support me and my future projects, you can go down to my Ko-Fi page down in the description of this video to support me. And as always, go read the book, guys. Bye bye. Bye.